Once upon a time, a poor man had a son who wished to travel the world and seek his fortune. When the boy grew older, he entered the service of a king as a soldier. War soon broke out, and the young man showed great courage, fearlessly marching into danger. Because of his bravery, he was praised above all the others. After the war ended, the young hero lived quietly at the royal court. One day the king had a daughter who had vowed that she would marry only a man who would agree to be buried alive with her if she died first, so that they might never be parted. If he died first, she would do the same for him. Such a strange and fearful promise frightened everyone, and many young men refused her hand. But the hero, who had loved her from afar, was so struck by her beauty that he did not think carefully about the oath. He asked for her hand, and the princess accepted. They were married, and for a time they lived happily. Then it happened that the young queen became deathly ill. No remedy or medicine could help her, and soon she died. The king ordered a deep vault to be dug, and according to her vow, her husband was to be placed inside with her body. He was shut in with food and a lamp, and the tomb was sealed above them. The young man lay beside his wife, grieving terribly. As the lamp burned low and his hope grew dim, he saw a snake crawl toward the dead queen. In horror, he seized his sword and cut the snake into 3 pieces. A second snake soon appeared, saw the first lying dead, and disappeared, only to return with 3 green leaves. The snake placed 1 leaf on each piece of its companion, and at once the creature stirred, joined itself together, and crawled away alive. The young man suddenly had hope. He placed the 3 snake leaves upon the queen's mouth and eyes. Slowly, color returned to her cheeks. She breathed, opened her eyes, and came back to life. The 2 rejoiced and called to be released from the tomb. The king wept with joy when he saw his daughter restored. The young couple lived happily again. But not long afterward, the queen's heart changed. Her love for her husband faded. While traveling overseas, she fell in love with the captain of the ship that carried them. Together, they plotted to kill the prince. One night, when the ship was far at sea, she convinced the captain to throw her husband overboard. But a loyal servant saw everything and quickly lowered a small boat, rescued the prince from the water, and tended his wounds. The servant had secretly taken the 3 snake leaves from the prince's belongings, and with them, he restored his master to life once more. When they reached the far shore, the prince wondered how he could punish the queen and her wicked companion. He went quietly to the king and told him all that had happened. The king was horrified and said, "She shall receive the fate she deserves." The queen and the captain were seized and placed aboard a ship that had been built with holes in its hull. They were sent out to sea, and soon the vessel sank beneath the waves. Thus the wicked met their end, and the faithful were rewarded.